All right, if you're a founder, a CEO, maybe a partner at a law firm, this is for you. We get it. We know the pressure of those investor expectations, keeping team morale up, and hitting what feel like impossible deadlines. We're here to talk directly about the unique kind of pressure you face every single day.
Does that hit close to home? You know that feeling, right? Running on pure caffeine and cortisol, shipping the product, closing the deals. But inside, you feel completely hollowed out. Look, that's an incredibly common experience for high performers. And at CEREVITY, our clinicians, they understand it deeply, because this is our specialty. Okay, so let's really dig into this. What you're feeling, it isn't just being overworked. We actually recognize something called Silicon Valley burnout as a specific clinical condition. It's driven by the very unique demands of these high-performance environments, and because it's specific, it needs a specialized approach. And if you feel like you're the only one going through this, you're not. You're not even close. A massive survey of tech employees found that over 57% are actively burning out. This is not a personal failure, it is a systemic issue baked into the culture of high achievement.
So what does that clinical definition actually mean for you? Well, it really breaks down into three distinct things. First, there's the emotional exhaustion, that feeling of being completely and utterly drained. Then comes the cynicism, where you start to feel detached and disconnected from your work. And finally, there's this reduced sense of personal accomplishment, where it feels like nothing you do really matters anymore.
So why is this type of burnout so different? It's because the traditional playbooks for stress, they just don't work here. They don't begin to capture what's actually happening in your world. The pressures you're under are on a whole different level, and they demand a different kind of understanding.
We're talking about that always-on culture, The Slack pings at midnight. We're talking about a world where your identity gets completely fused with your output, your JIRA tickets, your sprint velocity. It's that bone-deep exhaustion from the hypervigilance of layoff survivor guilt. And it's the paralysis of the golden handcuffs, where those RSU vesting schedules make it feel absolutely impossible to even think about leaving.
And underneath all of that, there are these hidden dimensions. And honestly, one of the most dangerous is what we call shadow burnout. This is high-functioning burnout, and it's so dangerous because from the outside, everything looks fine. You're still shipping code, you're hitting your OKRs, but internally, you are draining your reserves to zero. The spark is just gone.
And this brings us to a really critical question. What's the true cost of just letting this continue, of just pushing through? Because the stakes are incredibly high, and they affect every single part of your life.
Let's start with your career. Burnout isn't just about feeling tired. It literally impairs your cognitive function. That sharp strategic decision-making that your entire professional value is built on, it gets clouded. That fog puts your whole career trajectory at risk.
And then there are your relationships. To your partner, to your family, you just become emotionally unavailable. You might be physically in the room, but your mind is still debugging a problem or replaying a tense meeting. That slow, painful erosion of connection, it's one of the deepest and most painful costs of burnout. And finally, let's talk about the financial impact. When you're burned out, you make reactive, suboptimal career moves. You might quit without a plan or underperform at a crucial moment, and that directly damages your long-term earning potential.
We really want to be crystal clear on this point. This is not your fault. Burnout is a predictable, even rational, response to the irrational demands of an environment that constantly rewards unsustainable output. It's a systemic problem, not a personal one.
So, where's the path forward? What's the solution? At CEREVITY, we've built a specialized approach to recovery, one that is designed specifically for the realities of your world. You see, unlike a lot of generalist therapy, our clinicians actually speak your language. We know what OKRs are, we get sprints and vesting schedules. We're a private pay service, which means total confidentiality, no insurance records ever. And we have flexible scheduling, 7 days a week, because we know your calendar is insane. Our clinicians use a blend of proven, evidence-based methods. So, for example, through something called narrative therapy, we help you really examine the old stories you tell yourself about what success and failure even mean. And with tools from acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT, we help you align your actions with your core values, not just your next quarterly goal. The whole point is to untangle your identity from your job title so you can write a new story for yourself, one that has room for both ambition and sustainability.
We really encourage you to stop seeing this as a cost and start seeing it as a strategic investment. It's an investment in your cognitive performance, in your emotional health, in your relationships, and in the longevity of your career.
It's an investment in your single most important asset, you. If any of this is resonating with you, the next step is simple. You don't have to figure this out alone. Reach out to us at CEREVITY and book your first session.